life, it's the key. No more starving, getting rid of inflammation. Choosing healthy choices, providing you with sound information. Bringing balance to hormones and insulin through food. With DFL, teaching you food choices to see it through. DFL, we're teaching you to eat food right. Teaching you to pair food with each bite. Balancing our body's microbiome, feeling so right. With diet-free life, it helps futures lose pride.
Hello, everybody. This is Diet Free Life with Robert Ferguson, and I want to let me just say up front, I am not on here live as far as video today, but I had to share what I'm about to share. I had to. And so I'm at a place where I don't have video, so excuse me for that, but it's the information that I'm sharing that's most important. So sit back, relax, and just hear me on this. Now, I tell people all the time, and this is my preface, that I am not 100% political Democrat. I am not 100% political Republican. I go with critical thinking. I have discernment. I have discretion. I have the ability to have critical thinking. And I'm a little sad in what I'm about to share. Because with the current Trump administration, I do believe that they have intentions. Well, I want to believe they have intentions to help people who feel like they want help. Now, in my world and in my lane, I'm a guy that talks about weight loss for 30 years, nutrition, how to live your best and healthiest life. And I've proven it with evidence-based clinical trials. I've written books. I had the #1 infomercial. I've done a lot. Helped a lot of people, celebrities, professional athletes. I've worked with Aetna. I've done work with United Healthcare. I've worked with Anthem. These are multi-billion-dollar companies. So I've done the work. And I'm just going to keep it extremely 100 with you, meaning I'm keeping it transparently real. And this could go in a lot of directions. But I want you to see my eyes. So this is not the last time we're going to be talking about this, but I wanted to. I'm compelled to share what I'm going to share with you. And let me preface by saying, most people, when it comes to medications, when it comes to their health, when it comes to weight loss, when it comes to optimizing health, are not informed people. You're not. Not everybody, but a hell of a lot of you, you're not informed. And many of you rely on your doctor's recommendations to be what means you're informed, and they don't even know. And this is one of the reasons why the healthcare industry, which generates $4.5 trillion each and every year, continues to break records and make more and more money every year, is because people are not informed. You're not informed. And nobody wants to raise their hand and say, yeah, I was hoodwinked. I was bamboozled. I was fooled. Now, we saw that with the vaccine not too long ago. I mean, there's people running around struggling to live now because of decisions they made, and they thought they were informed based on what their doctors share with them. And I'm not saying every doctor is uninformed. And I'm not saying that one doctor is uninformed. I just know that you as an individual are not informed. And when it comes to these GLP-1 drugs, I know 100% that most people aren't informed, because if you knew what I knew and what I will share, you would not be in your right mental health mind to jump on these drugs. You wouldn't. You can't. Now, some people will never hear me because they don't have the aptitude. They lack the ability to comprehend. This is over their head, and they're going to just follow and do what everybody else is doing. I know some very intelligent people, and when I say intelligent, I'm talking about they have good jobs, they make good money, and they're on GLP-1 drugs right now. Like right now. They don't go out and tell everybody, but they're on it, and some of you are listening to me, and you're on it. And you don't even know how to explain how the drug works. I would be willing to bet, and I've put this out there many times, and I've been talking about this for some years now, that most people don't even know how the drug works that causes them to lose weight. Let me say it again, because some of you think you know and you do not know. And that's your ego getting in the way. But most people can't explain how the drug works. So you're taking something and you can't even explain how it works. I mean, help me understand that kind of thinking. So you take it blindly because someone says, yeah, you should take this. Hey, it'll help you out. And then some of you get in your own way big time because you go, oh, I'm going to do it just to get started. I know some very wealthy people, popular people, and finally they're taking more photos now than they've taken in years because they're on the drug. And their stupidity becomes a stupidity. And I know some people don't like it when I call it stupidity, but some people are just stupid. Now, some of you are just uninformed and you're just ignorant and you're taken advantage of. But some people are stupid. So don't tell me I can't say some people are stupid, because some people are stupid. And the people who are on the drugs or thinking about doing the drugs, they don't even want to hear what I got to say, because they don't want to be informed because they've made up their mind. Now, here's my first gripe. And I hope everybody understood how things worked behind the scenes and why Trump feels that he's making a good move, and I think it's an extremely horrible move. And I like Trump. I don't have anything against Trump. I like how he's calmed down and created peace with a whole bunch of wars. I like that he respects people who have a conservative way of thinking, right? I love the fact that, my Christian beliefs are being respected and upheld. So there's a whole bunch of things that I like. I don't care what you do in your personal life. I really don't. I care about what you're doing that's going to impact me and the people I love and in my family. I don't want someone pushing LGBTQ thoughts and issues in my daughter's brain or other people's kids. I don't like that kind of stuff, right? I don't want a biological boy competing with my biological daughters in sporting events. I'm not going to be okay with that and never have been. And so if someone's like, it takes a certain warped mindset to be okay with biological boys competing in sports with biological girls. Like, say what you want, but something's off in that person's thinking. There's a demonic or a demonic spirit in that person that goes completely against my moral beliefs when it comes to my Christian thoughts and understanding. Okay, so let's just dive in. Here's 3 things. For those who really want to get it, if you're catching a replay, someone shares this with you, here's 3 things that you want to know. And let me preface by saying that the healthcare system generates about $4.5 trillion each and every year. Now, when I first learned this, I was like, well, who's getting that money? Like who's getting the money? If there's $4.5 trillion, being generated, where does that money go? That was my first thing. And I would encourage all of you to know this. You should know this. And it's easy to remember. A third of that $4.5 plus trillion goes to the pharmaceutical industry. Yeah. The pharmaceutical industry gets a third of that $4.5 plus trillion. Another third of that goes to hospitals. Yeah. Hospitals. Go look it up. Like when you go into the hospital for ER, you go to the hospital and you got to stay there for a long period of time. All those nurses, all those machines, all that equipment, all those doctors, those buildings. So a third goes to hospitals. And then the last third goes to, let's call it wellness. Like your local physician, you want to get a massage, a personal trainer, and insurance. That's right. The United Healthcares, the Aetnas, the Anthems, they're doing billions of dollars a year, 100 plus billion. Guys like me, a nutritionist, we're getting nothing. So the bulk of the money that's generated in the healthcare system is pharmaceutical companies. These are the companies that make available a lot of the drugs, and there's some positive things. But it's also the group that is pushing and generating these GLP-1 drugs. Okay, so we got the pharma down. We get the hospitals. But remember, the insurance companies, they're part of that last third. Wow. Right? So now Trump looks at a demand and figures out a supply. Well, there's a whole bunch of people on Medicare that want to lose weight and get on the GLP-1 drugs. They could not afford it. And Trump works out whatever deal he worked out with his team, because it's not just Trump. Because, when I was watching the press conference and he was making this announcement, he went to Robert Kennedy and looked at Dr. Oz and a few other people. This drug is good, right? GLPs are good. Like, there's no problems with this, right? He's listening to his handlers and trusting them. So it's not Trump's all on him, because he doesn't know. He's doing other things. He's creating peace and calming down wars. So it's not Trump that is the 100% the problem that I have with this. It's his handlers, it's the people that he's entrusted, and they're all quiet. Not one of them, if I was on that team, I would have been like, sir, there are problems with it. And we're going to make it, we're going to make some adjustments, make it where some people can get access to it for this amazing discount that you've made available. But yeah, it's not 100% a good drug. But not one of them said one thing. That is just sad. That is just unbelievably sad. Now, some of you are like, well, I still don't really see the problem with the GLP-1 drugs. Okay, let's go back to what I first said. I said most people on the GLP-1 drug can't explain how the drug works. So we should know how it works before you make it available for people. See, democracy is a good thing, right? Everybody wants democracy. I want democracy, 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 democracy. Well, some people need to be protected from their democracy, right? So because you can get a drug for what it would cost to get a sandwich and a coffee every week, now you're on the GLP-1 drug, and there's a lot of extremely, it's sad. It makes my stomach turn, especially the people that I know are intelligent enough to know better, but they are just so stupid. Some people are stupid. I'm sorry. And if you feel I'm talking to you, I apologize. And I'm complimenting you at the same time, because if I'm calling you stupid, that means that you're informed, you can learn, you have discernment, you have discretion, you have the ability to bring in some critical thinking, and you still choose to get on that drug. So that just means maybe you're just ignorant. And this is why I say it. Okay. Number one, before I tell you how the drug works, let me share with you some data that most people just aren't aware of. And they're not. And a lot of this data has to do with people who get on these drugs and they lose weight. If 8% of that weight loss they lose comes from skeletal muscle, which it does, they increase their risk of heart attack by 300%. So think about that. You lose weight only to increase your risk by heart attack by 300%. Who would benefit from that? Well, more blood clots, more strokes, more heart attacks, more hospital visits. Start putting it together, people. Losing the wrong weight is associated with physical frailty and increased risk of morbidity. That means chronic disease. Because we look at health based on a picture. We don't look at health on what's taking place inside of the body. Now, in addition to the hospitalization, there's a whole bunch of side effects from the GLP-1 drugs that includes nausea, stomach pain, constipation, diarrhea, vomiting. And there's other serious effects that include thyroid tumors, pancreatitis, changes in vision, hypoglycemia, gallbladder issues, kidney failure, and yes, cancer. Then you look at all the studies coming in where you have increased risk of suicidal thoughts, decreased experience of perceived happiness. So more people experience depression and anxiety, mental health problems go up. All of this is feeding the healthcare system. So it's like, give them the drug and they're going to be sick. And people want to lose weight so bad, and they believe it's going to help them and it's going to work out for them, because the friends that they've seen lose weight, the celebrities they've seen lose weight on the drug, you don't know what life is like for them at home. I've had some of these celebrities call me crying on the phone, wishing they didn't do it. And you know what's really crazy is that once the pain goes away and I help them, 2-3 weeks later, they're back on the drug. Mental health is real. So yeah, I'm sad because they're gullible. They're like prey. They're going to jump on some of these drugs because their doctor's going to recommend it. The doctor still gets paid what he's getting paid. And taxpayers are going to pay the difference. And I'm sure Trump's going to negotiate a fee, like instead of the big pharma companies getting, $1,300, maybe they'll get $600. But now they're going to reach more people and they're going to make more money. And the difference of that pay is going to come from the taxpayers. And then that's going to drive more people to be sick, more challenges, you name it. This is critical thinking, you guys. This is discernment. But you can only have so much discernment and understanding, right? Or put yourself in a position where you can apply critical thinking, but you got to know. You got to know what I'm sharing with you. So most people don't have that data or that understanding. They still don't know how the drug works. And I'm going to end on that. And I'm going to pause. And I want to say thank you for those who gave me a chance to share this. I can't wait to be back live. That will happen soon, as far as live, so you can see me, because I want to see you. And this is crazy. I mean, this is really crazy, because there's a bunch of physicians out there right now that know that 2-3 years from now, if not sooner, we're going to see some really damaging outcomes, potentially, as a result of people approaching losing weight this way. And the people are just gullible. They don't know any better. They don't have anyone that can guide them. And they're at prey. They don't know that most people are not going to be on the drug in 2 years. They don't know that practically everybody is gaining the weight back. They don't know this. So you get a temporary relief or benefit. You're off the drug. Now you got a whole host of new health challenges. Does this sound familiar to anybody? But sometimes, not everybody's stupid, but you can't help stupid sometimes. Now, people who have a mental health or disability, my heart goes out to them. But those of you who are actually smart, you have a job, you can drive a car, you you can be mindful, you have a conscious, you're present, your cognitive skills are now. I don't know what to think about you guys. Now I've even had people in my family say, "Oh, you just want everybody to do your program or everybody to work with you." No, it's not about that. How could I be silent about something this important? Now, once someone knows and they go and do it, like during COVID, I had some friends. I said, "Hey," they called me, asked me for my advice if I was going to get, the big V. And I was like, "Nah, I'm good, not me." And some of them got it. And many of them wish and have expressed to me that that was one of the worst decisions they ever made. But I told them. But they had enough people around them that they fell prey to it. They conformed. And if you know much about some of the CIA techniques and tactics, things that have been into play as far as how to get people to conform, the studies have demonstrated that if you have enough people around you that want to go right, even though you want to go left, you're going to probably go right because you will conform. And that is the majority of people. Some people will say it's Stockholm syndrome. What we do know is that it's real. So let me end by just sharing with you how the drug works. And I'm going to give you, this is 4th grade level, so everybody can get it. And I'm saying this from the heart. I want you to understand the basics of this. When you take the drug, one of the first things that it does is it removes your psychological desire to want. There's a hormone called dopamine that they have demonstrated is reduced. And dopamine is a desire. Like, I want to eat that steak. I want to go on a date. I want to enjoy that or enjoy that. So you lose a little bit of that desire. And it doesn't just affect your desire for food. It can affect your desire to drink alcohol. It can affect your desire for all the things that you have a relationship with that provides a feel good. So it's messing with your brain. Number 2, it slows what they call gastric emptying. See, when you eat food, the food goes in your mouth, gets into your intestine, your stomach, then into your intestines. And the way that food moves through all the way to where you go poop, number 2, all of that is slowed down. So you have a sensation of fullness. So now physically, you don't even want to eat. Mentally, your desires are gone. You don't want to eat. So now you're not eating. See, the GLP-1 drug does not cause you to burn more fat. It doesn't raise your metabolism. It doesn't do anything but put you in a place where your body is starving, but you can't feel it. See, if you starve someone, they will feel it. They'll think about food. They'll want food. They'll be angry or hangry. But if I can turn that sensation off, where you don't feel the pain or discomfort and frustration of being in a starvation mode, but you're still in the starvation mode, You're not eating and you lose weight. Now, the kind of weight you lose is very important, but the average person doesn't know that. The average person has no understanding that 50% of their body weight on the scale is water. You can say that, it goes right over their head. They don't realize that if you just quit drinking water today, you'll be 2-3 pounds lighter tomorrow. But by stopping the drinking of water today, putting yourself in dehydration mode will then create other problems. You see what I mean? Like, it's like I'm going to create a different problem so I can get a certain outcome. But that other problem that I created now is going to create other problems of outcomes I don't want. And this is how it works. And they actually sell this to people, and people are in line to buy it. And then Trump, who doesn't understand body composition, because if he did, he wouldn't say this is a good drug. Enough people around them, who knows who's getting paid? They are compromised. So this is an example where Trump, go back to business, the basics of business. I learned this, I think, probably in 9th grade, 8th grade, maybe 7th grade. It's called supply and demand. Create a demand for something and make sure you have the supply to give it to them, and you got a business. Well, there's the demand for the GLP-1 drugs, but people couldn't afford it. Let's make it affordable. We'll subsidize it. The government will. Pharma still makes a good amount of money. The hospitals are going to be benefiting. The doctors are going to be benefiting. The insurance companies are going to still benefit. We may go from 4.5 trillion with the healthcare industry to like 6 trillion next year. And more people are going to be sick and more people are going to have problems. That's all predictable by the Journal of American Medical Association. We already know what the outcome is going to be. We already know. So now you made the candy available. Anybody can put their hand in the jar. Everybody can grab that cookie and extra cookies, and they don't even have to really pay for it. Now, how could you get on a drug, even knowing the little bit that I just shared? Now you can see why I'm sad, because, one, I'm actually going to get more clients. I'm going to have more people that are going to be sick. I'm going to have more people who are going to struggle to want to get healthier. So it's going to feed me. Believe it or not, when people get on the GLP-1 drugs, I get a whole bunch of clients, and I have big companies right now that are wanting to hire our company to help get their employees off the GLP-1 drugs because of the cost and because of the side effects that their employees are experiencing, which is hurting productivity, which is creating other health problems, which then will show up with even more health problems. But some people will just keep getting in line. It's amazing to me, but I see it in a lot of other areas. Like, I could show you how a 50-year-old woman hurts her health and causes her face to age faster by doing intermittent fasting. And she will still do intermittent fasting. She will still, because she bought into it. She believes it. I see this all the time. It's like watching someone who smokes cigarettes. You can take them to a cancer ward. They will watch people on chemo and people dying and people like barely getting around, looking gray, looking like they're about to die any minute. And after you leave the hospital, they're going to light up and smoke a cigarette. You can show a person a kidney that is like totally ruined because of alcohol. And afterward, they're going to go eat dinner and order a drink. You cannot help everybody, and I get that. It's just sad. And this public service announcement right now is me venting, as I wish Dr. Kennedy, because I have friends who are friends with Robert Kennedy. He's not a doctor, but Robert Kennedy. And I can't wait to talk to them. And my question to them is, I'm going to say, when Trump asked, as he was standing right there, Trump made it, this is good, right, Robert? There's nothing wrong with this. This is going to help people, right? There's nothing wrong with this, right? Dr. Oz said nothing. Robert Kennedy said nothing. The other doctors behind him said nothing. And I know they know. Like, that part was sad. So that's the second sad thing I saw. The first one was when they came out talking about acetaminophen. When they came out talking about Tylenol and autism. That made me frustrated and mad. Unbelievable. People, like, help me understand. Comment, am I losing my mind? Educate me. Take me to school. Where am I missing something? Now, I'm going to be able to show you because we're going to see it in the next year. As soon as this takes effect, you're going to have some people losing weight, and watch the numbers, because I'll be watching the numbers very carefully. You're going to see increased risk of heart attacks. You're going to see increased risk of blood clots and strokes. You're going to see increased risk of people complaining, and it's going to backfire. Now, there's one last thing, and let me say this and then I'm done. That could happen. Are you ready for this one? Okay, check this out. This could actually happen. Some people hate Trump so bad that will be their reason for not getting on the drug, because they don't want anything from him. Like, forget him. I'm not getting that drug. No way. He's trying to kill us. And that may actually help out. Now, for some people that don't hate him, then their love and willingness to go blind into taking a drug that we know is not their friend, it's just mind-blowing to me. But again, it is what it is. All right, you guys. I think I must have did a good job because I didn't get any questions today. It's my impromptu live. I'm just kind of putting it out there. I got probably 40 text messages and emails asking me what were my thoughts about it. I was in the middle of some meetings, so I wasn't able to just jump on, and I don't have my regular computer so I could be on camera to share my thoughts and opinions. I can share this. And let me give an acknowledgement to Lynn, Stephanie Smith. Stephanie says, people want a quick fix. I guess they think they gain that shit overnight. And Stephanie's right on. And that's true. Stephanie has discernment. Stephanie has critical thinking. Stephanie she's the kind of person that takes responsibility. Stephanie knows how to use discretion. Not everybody is gifted with that. So Stephanie is going to pull up her pants, tie up her shoes, and she's going to go to work. And she's going to figure this out. And we all can, except for putting something in our body that's going to show up in other problems that you're going to have to deal with later. And some people are just that kind of person. Big Pharma is real. None of these weight loss drugs are good. They're not. Anything that blocks your body, like one of my good friends, he took testosterone therapy. Now, after one of his testicles shriveled up, he's got a prosthetic. But, hey man, I'm taking testosterone. Now he's insecure about it. And he tells me every time I talk to him, man, that was stupid. And I told him, I said, don't do it. I told him not to do it, but he did it. I don't know. Sometimes the answer is so clear, but we want it now. And then some of you I know are going, well, I'm going to do it for a little bit. Just give me a little jump start. You don't understand. Short-term gain always equates to long-term pain. Maybe not always. I'm sure there's something. But when you take shortcuts, it's a shortcut, meaning you got to pay for it. You're still going to pay for it. Anyway. All right, you guys. I'm Robert Ferguson. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share with you. Enjoy your day. I can't wait to see you, to come back. I will be sharing more data as I get this, and I'm going to get some of the clips, and I'm going to share some of those clips. And you'll see when you see the video of Trump talking and he's asking questions and everybody's quiet. Nobody has it in them to step up and go, nah, this is not a good idea, which they should have done before they went live. All right. Make sure you go to my website, dietfreelife.com. Check me. If you haven't signed up for our newsletter, do so. Go to the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, so that whenever we go live, you know we went live. And I can't wait to do the follow-up on this. I cannot look you guys in the eyes and share with you what I know to be true. Cannot wait. But until then, I'll be writing an article about it. And I've written many. You can go to my website at dietfreelife.com. and go on the search button and type in GLP, hit search, and you'll see some of the articles that I've written on it and why I'm so against these drugs. Okay? So until the next one, peace out.
There's a new way to see. No more counting calories, just living free. Robert Ferguson's got the plan you need. With diet-free life, it's the key. Starving, getting rid of inflammation, choosing healthy choices, providing you with sound information, bringing balance to hormones and insulin through food. With DFL, teaching you food choices to see it through. DFL, we're teaching you to eat food right, teaching you to pair food with each bite. Our body's microbiome feeling so right.